Hello, folks. Vino Experienza with David Alexander. It's been a while. I am working less hours and finding myself even more busy around the trailer, doing some work on it, and so I am remiss in getting some of these videos out like I should. But I want to talk with you today because I did something I thought that I would never do. I joined a wine club. Yeah. You have to realize working at Total Wine and More, I get wine for life, which is a great perk. They give you basically a case of wine 10 months out of the year. Because I've passed all the exams, I get a more elevated cost on those wines, so I can really experience some good wines. And my wife and I have made a point of wanting to visit every winery in Temecula because we figure, hey, listen, we're in Temescal Valley. We're 40 minutes away from wine country. Why not go down, visit as many of those as we can? My goal would be to do every one of them. I think I think I have a list of about 30 or so. I'm sure there's more, but those are probably the primary ones that I'd like to visit, is the major ones. And why not go down there and experience it? So that's what we did. But recently, because of the downturn in the wine industry, there's been a real limitation on what they'll do in regards to industry tasting. And to the truth, I'm not looking for just a free tasting, but it does make it more convenient to be able to go, hey, listen, we've got some time. Let's take some time to go down and do a tasting, not having to worry about what's it going to cost us, that type of thing. So it's been nice to be able to go with an industry tasting, taste some wines, experience it. We found some really good places. I've reported in times past about some of those places. So I went this last, I guess it was probably maybe a month ago. And I determined that I want to get an industry tasting. I don't want to have to pay for the tasting. I'm sorry. And so I went into Wiens wine cellars, and I was like kind of loaded for bear because I was like saying, you know what, I see hundreds of people a week at my wine shop. I teach wine classes where I talk to people about my experiences. So it really makes sense that you could extend the industry credit to us because, hey, I'm going to bring you business. So I went in, and the person who greeted us just said, oh, absolutely. We're going to give you industry tasting, and we're going to give you industry discount on the bottles that you purchase. And it's like, oh, okay, fantastic. This is what we're kind of used to in the industry. So we sat down, and our server is Scott, fantastic guy. He said, hey, listen, each of you are going to get 6 tastings. And their claim to fame, big, bold reds. Oh, gosh, that's my palate. I want to drink some big, bold reds. And he said, listen, what I suggest, each of you take 6 different wines and then share the tasting. That way you can taste almost the entire lineup. Because we're not going to stop there. We're going to go beyond the 12. But he goes, at least that way, that in that 12 tastings, you're going to taste most everything we have. And my wife were just like, look at each other. And as we were tasting these wines, it was like, wow, this is good. This is good. And what I liked about it too was the fact that, listen, these bottles weren't super expensive. Many of these wineries are charging $70, $80 for a bottle of wine, which is like, okay, I would anticipate to pay something like that for a Napa wine. But for Temecula wine, I just think that that's a little bit much. And so I was really shocked because we looked at the wine list, and these bottles are $40 to $50 on the club price. I mean, the membership price, the club price. It's like, why not? So the obligation, 2 bottles every 2 months, spending anywhere between $80 to $100 for 2 bottles. It's a no-brainer because all these wines are beautiful. And our experience has been absolutely incredible. We go there. They've had live music. They've had food trucks. They let you bring your pets out if you want to bring the pets out to the outside area. We don't have a pet, but that's just an incentive. They give you a free tasting every day of the year that they're open. You want to come in, do a tasting. You want to come in and just have a glass of wine? Come in and just do a glass of wine. My wife and I, last time we went, we just both had a glass of wine. We actually brought some games. We played Farkle, and we played another game inside the dining area, and just sat there and enjoyed the afternoon. We brought our own lunch, but then afterwards we said, "Oh, there's a taco truck. Let's go ahead and get some tacos just to finish it off." Fantastic, fantastic. So anyway, uh, cheers to Wiens. And this is what we're drinking. Let me see. This is their Dos Melodias. Dos Melodias. This is a 2020 Tempranillo Petite Syrah. So 69% Petite Syrah. You know I love Petite. And then 31% Tempranillo. And what I really liked about these guys was the fact that they don't just limit like to Rhone varietals. They don't just limit to Spanish varietals. They do the whole gamut. They do some wines that are going to be cab based. They're going to be doing some wines that are going to be Sangiovese based. They're doing some wines that are obviously Tempranillo, Petite Syrah. Incredible. Really, really nice wine. Let me just drink some of this with you. This is my wine. This is my heart. This is my palate. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. So anyway, hey, listen. One more thing I want to talk to you about. Recently, I just talked to another winery owner. Wine industry is in critical condition. It really is. Um, and you know, I want to suggest to you all to supplement your times by going and visiting, especially some of these local wineries, these local vineyards. Um, just let's help the wine industry out as much as we can. Purchase some wines, go in, grab a couple bottles. The prices are still up higher in many areas, but coming down in others. I think we're going to see continued price drops as we go along here, because I think the industry kind of priced themselves out of the market in some areas. And I think that you're going to see that drop down a little bit. So guys, love you. I'm going to try to keep more of these videos coming, try to share my heart for wine and keep this industry alive, because there's just such a connection to life and wine. And I just think that it's so cool. So anyway, God bless you guys. Again, invite some friends to visit the channel. If they like what they see, to subscribe and maybe take a look at some of the past videos we've done. And we'll continue putting some material out there. So take care. Have a great day.